So I got reviewed.
You got reviewed?
Yeah.
Well, who's reviewing you?
Well, stick with me. It's an extraordinary. I've never had a review like it before.
Is it on Google?
No, but so we had to mind the grandchild because
this is not doing a show with Kitty.
No. I just finished a show with Kitty. It's the award-winning Kitty Flanagan.
She's won several awards.
So many awards.
The actors.
Fisk. And who was in that show? Oh, you and I were in that show.
We were both in it. I'm sure we were thanked.
They would have thanked us.
The word "wind beneath the wings."
I know. Yeah, couldn't have done it without them was one thing I heard. So I had to mind the grandchild, and no one else could do it that day. So I was flying solo.
You're it.
And I saw Alex, and I had to pick him up. I had to pick up the grandchild at I think it was at 2:00, and I naturally checked: has he had his nappy changed? Has he?
Oh, because you're not a big nappy changer.
Stick with me.
Yeah, Russell Brand. Russell Brand never changed his kids' nappies. He said in the paper. Come on, they're his own kids. I mean, I understand it's not your kid, but anyway, go on.
Yep. So anyway, he goes, not yet. We were expecting something.
An arrival.
Before he went to sleep. He's now asleep. Let's hope the arrival comes when I wake him up at 2:00. Checks, no arrival. Alex goes, oh, well, see ya. And he said, there's the things and there's that and there's that. So then we're just doing our thing, playing around. And then I thought,
Some smells. Or he's standing in the corner.
Oh, because
they sometimes go and hide behind the curtains or something.
Because they had to take a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, take a moment. Yeah, no, it was no moment. Well, there might have been. But I said, you got something in your pants, as I say to you before we do this podcast. And he said yes. So I took him into the room, and he lay back, and he gave me that look, which is,
do you know what you're doing?
Do you know what you're doing? Because with everything else, he's enthusiastic. He's going, we're going to throw a ball. We're going to squirt the hose. Oh, yeah, down the beach. But this is a look he looked at me like, I don't know whether you are qualified to do what you're about to do. So I sang a song, and I just sang a song too. Was
it everywhere?
No, it wasn't everywhere. It was pretty good. It was
wasn't an atomic nappy, as we used to call them.
Yeah, no, it wasn't explosive. It was well fibered, I guess you could say. Job done. Couldn't work out the sticky bits of the
nappy.
Yeah, you got to pull back. So I was a little bit, and then pants up, boom, on the way. I give myself a 7 out of 10. Anyway, that night, the mother, Romy, said to him, how did Glenn go changing a nappy? And he said, good. Did he do a good job? Yes. So I have got 2 thumbs up from a 2-year-old. 2 thumbs up from a 2-year-old. Wow. Probably the best review I've ever had.
Good.
Yeah, good.
Not great, but just good.
Oh, yeah, good. And
better than average.
Better than average.
Like
I guess
it
would be 3 stars out of 5 if it was a movie.
3 stars out of 5.
Yeah.
Which is the worst review you can get in a way, because it's like, why not 4 stars? Why don't you make me 1 star or 2 stars? But you give me 3. 3.5 is actually probably worse.
Room for improvement, which is fine, but
first time effort though.
And then back to the toys and job done, literally, and happy days. So, should I put that on my resume?
Yeah. Nappy change. One nappy change.
Kath and Kim, Lantana, Russell Coit can change, because when you fill out the things, what you can do.
Like on LinkedIn too, you can put it on. Oh yeah, like when you're going for a acting gig, they put, can you ride a horse? Can you ride a motorbike?
Yeah, can you change nappy?
Change nappy. Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think that I mean, you in your life, you would have changed thousands. You can do it with your eyes closed.
Oh.
Yeah.
The worst. But changing someone else's kid's nappy is worse, because you're kind of used to the smell of your own kids, but someone else's kid is like, oh.
The one thing I wouldn't do is change Mick Malloy's nappy.
Nah. He's a big baby.
We've told that story, and I'm not telling it again, but he did give us the right to bring that up.
Here comes the music.
Hello and welcome to Somehow Related. Now please welcome your hosts Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
Well, welcome to the podcast. It's somehow related. And hello to everyone who's changing nappies. Hello to all the parents.
Yeah.
Changing nappies. Look, the thing is, we used to say once they're out of nappies and car seats, it gets a lot easier. Well, I've got teenagers now, so I still maintain little kids were harder than teenagers at the moment. Anyway, So,
yeah.
Because you know what? At least teenagers sleep in.
Yeah, that's good.
Little kids wake up at 5 or 6.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Oh,
Ready to go. What are we doing?
I remember one time all the kids were up and I got them dressed and we went down the street and I said, let's go into a shop. There was nothing open. I looked at my watch. It was like 5 to 8.
Yeah. Well, when Alex left, he left at 2 and then we did a number of different things. And I thought, that's killed a bit of time. And I looked at the clock. It was then 10 past 2. I'm going, God.
That's the thing.
You just go.
Yeah, the days do go slow. It's true. They go slow for kids.
It was fun and worked out fine. Anyway.
Exhausting, though. All right, well, let's get our topics. Let's see if Sam is listening to us and she can give us a child-friendly topic.
Oh, that'd be good, yeah.
What are the topics, Sam?
Cricket and sheep's wool.
Okay. Well, kids play cricket, even though none of my kids have ever played cricket, but the parents that play cricket say it's a very long day. So,
if you go and watch the kids play, it is a long day.
It's a long day. It's a long day.
I mean, to watch cricket is long. I mean,
basketball's bang, bang, bang. Like half an hour, you're out.
Yeah,
an hour, you're in now.
Yeah, tennis can be long, but it's pretty quick.
Football,
football,
they're all pretty quick.
But yeah, it's all afternoon.
Cricket.
Yeah, standing in the outfield all afternoon in summer can be pretty hard. Bowling, batting, it's tough work.
Well, this is the thing that my wife said when she met me. The best thing about me is that I didn't like cricket. So best thing. Well, she spent a whole childhood with her dad and her brother dominating the TV over summer watching the cricket. And she hated it.
Well, I was brought up I'm back in the day when it was more on the radio, and you listened to overnight and stuff like that. When it was the Ashes, but yeah, I mean, and a test is 5 days long. 5 days. And you try to explain how it works to a person like Alex, an American. A test is hard. Do you know how a test works?
Several innings, isn't it? They get 2 goes, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, whatever score. Say I'm Australia and you're the Poms. Yeah, you're the Barmy Army.
Hello.
Barmy Army, by the way,
good.
The Barmy Army are fantastic with their songs.
I wonder what they're doing with that Tasmanian who sent those pictures. It's Tim Payne.
Hey, Tim Payne, yeah.
Tim Payne, show us your old fella, show us your thing. Send it to Tassie. Give a bit of zing. I heard the cricket commentators saying, "What are they going to do with Tim Payne?"
I know it'll be fun. It will be. I feel for Tim Payne because it's
but then again, why are you sending photos of your appendage to a woman that you send it to your wife? Anyway, I feel sorry for his wife.
Yeah, and she's been very understanding about it.
What's the word? Very whatever. Yeah, understanding.
Yeah, diplomatic.
I can't see the attraction though. Do people find that? I mean, I don't know if
I'm pausing because I've never done it. Don't think I've done it because I'm not saying.
You're thinking about what you did in your past things.
Yeah,
shouldn't have sent those photos. But anyway,
I don't see. Yeah, I
don't see how it's appealing to a woman to receive that. I think men think, well, I would like to receive nude photos off a woman, but women think differently to men, I think, in regards to that. Do they really need to see? Because they're not the most attractive things that they're sending, are they?
Do you draw a smiley face on it or something? Or put an outfit on it? Or like Barbie's tennis outfit? Or dress it up? Or I don't know.
That's very weird behaviour.
So, anyway.
Well, a lot of downtime in cricket, obviously.
Well, yeah. I mean, maybe if it was in a box or something, like a cricket box, maybe that would be fun, on topic. So, the way a test works is over 5 days. Whatever score I make...
Yeah, you have to go better.
You over whether it's 1 or 2 innings, I've got to bowl you out twice.
Oh,
and my score. I can only win a test if I bowl you out twice and you don't match my score. I think that's
okay. That's how it works.
So if my score's still ahead of you, but I've only bowled all of you, but one's still standing, it's a draw. Or we run out of time, it's a draw. If we run out of light, it's a draw. Chances of it being a draw are quite high. Thing is, it can be real. It can go for 5 days. It can teeter the whole time, and you not get a result, and it can be absolutely riveting because it could go either way. So it's more of a novel than it is the other sort of forms of cricket are like a comic book.
They're like the 2020. I went to one of them once.
Yeah.
At night. We went for like a night.
It's a quick, easy story. One score versus another score.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter how many wickets you lose, but it's just the score. Whereas wickets matter in Test. And bowling you out twice is what counts. And that's why that last man being in, if he stays in, he could play for a draw at the end because you didn't get him out. So therefore, we don't win. You don't lose.
I'm getting it now. I remember seeing a documentary on the ABC about when the West Indies started playing cricket internationally, how they changed the game.
Oh,
because up until then it was very British and very staid, and they brought all these people singing and dancing.
Yeah. And they that team, that with Viv Richards and or Michael Holding.
I remember that.
All the Malcolm McDonald, was it? They're just such superstars. And that was in the 70s. That was in the Lily era.
Yeah.
Such characters and so dominant. I think what happened with the West Indies is a lot of kids ended up going to basketball instead of going into cricket, and it dropped away a little bit. But it's absolutely incredible, and they're just so charismatic.
Yeah,
all of them, they just had this coolness about them. There's a great story about, I think it might have been Viv Richards. I can't remember who was bowling to him, and this bowler was beating the bat all the time, and the bowler said to him, "Look," he walked up and said, "It's red, it's round. See if you can hit it." And the next ball, Viv Richards hit it out of the ground and said, "It's red, it's round. Go see if you can find it."
Oh, fantastic!
Good story. Oh,
I think
good.
Cricketers, it's a weird world. I remember doing a gig with Merv Hughes, and he does a great.
Those guys, you can't follow those guys.
No. Well, I turn up to, it was Cranbourne Cricket Club, which is the outer fringes of Melbourne, and he's sitting on a towel down the front in a singlet and shorts.
Yeah.
And I go, "Oh, how you going, Murph?" He's like, "Yeah, good, mate." And I go, "Oh, I think I had to go on before him." I said, "Okay, but I'll go before you." He goes, "Yeah, no worries." He goes, "It's my birthday today." I went, "Oh, what are you doing for your birthday?" And he goes, "This." And I said, and he's sitting with all these blokes. I go, "Do you know these blokes?" He goes, "Nah." That's what he was doing for his birthday.
Yeah, I know.
Just hanging out at
hanging
the
out with his
Cricket
mates.
Club. Then Dermot Brereton turned up, who was wearing like a cravat.
Yeah.
The difference couldn't have been greater.
Yeah.
But you're mates with Warnie.
Yeah, no, I play golf with Warnie, and I've been, I've been to see him play, and then been into the rooms, and do all that sort of stuff, and I know the inside word, and
Well, I mean, this is not the question, but I saw this on Daily Mail or something. Warnie's best mates with the guy from Coldplay. Is this true?
What's his name?
Chris Martin.
Chris Martin. Yeah, absolutely. He talks about Chris Martin all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
And Chris Martin said in this article that I read, okay, it was in the Daily Mail, so whatever, that when he has a bit of a writing block, he rings up Warnie.
Well, Warnie's got some stories, and I am not going to for a second start any of the stories because I don't want to be the one that. But So
Chris Martin's sitting at the piano going, what's one of his famous songs? It was all orange. No, purple. Oh, gee, I'm going to ring up. Warnie, what colour should I use? Yellow, mate. It was all yellow. I just love the thought that Warnie's, because I actually like Coldplay, and my daughter likes Coldplay.
I don't mind a little bit of Coldplay.
They've got some good songs.
Yeah,
they got some great. If you listen to their hits, people sort of like to hang shit on them, but they've got some great songs. I saw them once. Maybe Warnie was there. There's photos of Warnie playing mouth organ with them. Yeah. He got up and played mouth organ with Coldplay.
But because of who he is, he hangs out with like Jagger and people like that. And
someone else who I know, who not you, but they were hanging out. Warnie was on the phone to one of the princes. Someone told me that. I don't think it was a builder told me this story that he was talking to Prince Harry or Prince William on the phone.
Yeah, I know. It's there you go.
He hangs out with Glenn Robbins apparently.
Yeah, but
could we ring Warnie, or is he overseas? He's doing something. He's busy, or he had COVID.
I haven't seen him for a while, so I think he comes and goes. He's been overseas. He comes and goes. We stay in contact when we can.
My knowledge of cricket is very poor. That's all.
That's all right.
So
that's fine. But
you don't mind cricket, do you?
Well, I probably liked it a little bit more the era before this one. But I still follow it a bit. I believe they've overplayed their hand a little bit. There's too much cricket. and they play too much. And it's kind of like you care a bit less because you go, well, if I don't win this one, there's another one coming around pretty soon. I think they've overplayed their hand a little bit too much. But I do follow it, and I like the one days, I like the 2020, and
or the Sheffield Shield.
No, I don't. No,
so that's state cricket, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So I was in Adelaide doing a gig at the corporate gig for a bank or something at the Adelaide Oval.
Yeah.
And I looked out and there was a cricket game going on with about 3 people watching. I said to the guy, "Is that like a practice match?" He goes, "No, that's a Sheffield Shield."
Yeah, but the pure fans,
there's no one there.
The real fans,
20 people.
But some they turn up for the whole day and take a lunch, and
good day out.
Yeah, big day in Melbourne. There's the Boxing Day. That can be fun.
Oh, that's massive.
Yeah, it can be huge.
Absolutely.
But the cricket went through an interesting time where it evolved into that whole World Series thing with Packer and everything. Where he took it over.
That's amazing. That story.
Yeah.
I've read that was in one of those books.
They did a TV show about it.
Where he just made cricket less boring and signed all these people up to basically set up an opposition game.
Well, they weren't making a lot of money.
No.
And you're one of 11 or 12 people in the country. You're in that team.
Yeah.
And you're not like, mate, it's going, hang on, there's 100,000 people watching this. There's some sort of disconnect here if we're not making money and we're in the team. So they changed all of that, and the game and went through a hard establishing time, and they, had to change grounds and blah blah blah, and brought the coloured clothing in and the music but it enlivened it up again. It took some of the tradition out of it.
Is that still going? That Pakistan? Is that still going?
No, I think they came to an agreement and they worked it out. I think, yeah. But there was basically people who went to World Series cricket were kind of struck off.
Yeah,
and they went, well, okay, I've only got a couple of years left in my career anyway, so I might as well take the money while I can make it. And so they did the right thing. And then that's when there was, there was the whole Kim Hughes thing, and people who stayed and people who went, and it was a whole split. I don't know their story that well, but it was a mini series made in Australia. If you want to go back and check it out,
yeah, that was good.
What else can we talk about?
Well, we've got to talk about wool, but maybe we should talk to an expert on cricket, because I don't know much about it. Well, I know Adam Zwar. The ads on the start of our podcast, he's written a book about cricket. We should just ring him because he's an expert.
That'd be perfect.
Well, the Zwari man, he loves cricket. So
he'd have some
he's
stories.
written a book called 12 Summers. Hey, let's give him a call. Hey, I'm here with Glenn, and we're doing our podcast, and we need an expert on cricket. Say hello to Glenn.
Hey, Adam.
Glenn,
sorry about this, but you're on the podcast right now, so don't say anything inappropriate.
Okay.
Is that okay? Do you mind? Because the topics this week are cricket and wool, and you are the best person we know, besides my mate Warnie, who's
he's overseas.
Yeah,
friend of the podcast.
Your friend of the podcast. We thought we could, just run it past you, see what you know, because of your vast knowledge and your new book called 12 Summers. Is that correct?
Yeah, I've got a new book out. I hope you read it, Glenn. I should send you one.
I would love. No, I'll buy one. Don't worry about that. I would love to. I will be reading it. I think it's such a great idea to live through 12 summers and through a period of anyway. So that's very exciting for you. Yeah,
you'll relate to some of those stories.
So basically, just very quickly, it's a book. We've talked about it. You've talked about it.
Yeah, there's been an ad on this podcast.
And it's you living. It's you living your life in parallel to the cricket. Is that right?
So I choose 12 summers of my life, and it runs parallel to the fortunes of the Australian cricket team. So, when I'm down, they're generally down, and when they're up, I'm generally down. It's kind of, cricket's always been there to just help with my anxiety issues, essentially, because I find it very calming.
How did you get into cricket? Was your dad into cricket, or your mum, or someone, or...?
No, I just love that "Come On Aussie, Come On" song when I was about 8, and it did the job. It was written by ad guys, and it did the job with me. I was completely hooked. I just love that. While all my mates were listening to Kiss, I was listening to "Come On Aussie, Come On" because Dad recorded it off the TV for me on his portable tape recorder, and I just listened to it, and that's how I got into the into cricket, because before that I was this kind of anxious kid. I was going to child psychologist because I was crying all the time, and the child psychologist thought that camping might do the trick, so Dad took me camping, and that was a disaster. So cricket saved me, and it saved me ever since. It's
wow.
It's one of those sports that it can be very dramatic, but I will always get a good sleep in front of the cricket in any test. Like I will. It's amazing. My whole body just kind of calms down.
Well, it's a comfort thing.
Therapeutic.
Because you go back to and I remember lying in bed at night listening to the Ashes when they were in the UK, and this is the most beautiful. It's storytelling.
Oh yeah.
And to lie back there and just hear it unfold, and here too, you associate it with good things. You associate it with summer, with being with your mum or your dad,
holidays,
your family, holidays. You know, having the tranny down the beach. So there's no doubt that you get comfort from it because all the things it goes back to day one almost for you.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's just. It took me a while to actually work out the correlation between calming me down and cricket. And when I did work it out, I wrote a book. I wrote a book about it.
I've noticed that when I do cricket clubs as opposed to footy clubs, I'm just talking about local ones. Cricket clubs are a bit different from footy clubs because there's only 11 or 12 of them.
Yes.
And you've often said that they're kind of similar to stand-ups or actors. Is that right? Or you've got some theory?
Well, I do, because so many things can go wrong in a game of cricket, and so many things can go wrong on stage.
Right.
So we have the same kind of magical thinking, superstitions that go on. You know, so like actors, that they, you know, they're kind of the well-worn tropes of actor superstitions are you shouldn't wear blue on stage, there should be no peacock feathers on stage, mirrors on stage, you never whistle backstage, you always say break a leg instead of say...
I don't want to learn. I don't want to know these. I didn't know them before.
Yeah. And you never say Macbeth, you call it the Scottish play, or you know, your stuff. The cricketers also had this insane kind of superstitions in the hope that all the elements that could go wrong will go right. And like, for a long time, Sachin Tendulkar would always eat chicken satay before he batted, because, you know, 111 and 87 are bad luck numbers. Yeah. Some bowlers kiss the ball before they run in and bowl. Some batters touch every piece of their equipment before they face the ball. In Border's time, if Australia was chasing down a total in the second innings, Border didn't want anyone to move from their seats. You know, the seats that they were actually sitting in. And there was a South African player who used to ensure that all the toilet seats in the dressing room were down before he went out to bat. So, you know, there's a similar madness there.
Yes.
I heard of one which where I don't know who it was, but it was that when they used to share rooms, and the batsman, he was an opening bat, he used to sleep with his bat every night, and they snuck in and they sticky taped his bat to the ceiling, and he woke up in the morning, he was furious. He goes, "Don't mess with me. You shouldn't have done that because I like to sleep with my bat." Anyway, that day he went out and made 100. So from then on, he had to sticky tape his bat to the roof every time he went into state.
So that is the madness of cricket, and you know, it's. I mean, Steve Waugh used to always put always had that red hanky. So red hanky in his pocket, you know, and you see Steve Smith, he's got that bizarre setup every time he faces the ball. He's got to touch certain parts of his body like 3 times, and then tap the bat 3 times, and touches he's got to make sure everything's there type thing. And I just believe that cricketers, because it's such a solo pursuit, even though you're part of a team, that, you know, there's a similar kind of eccentricity to actors and stand-ups.
What about, I mean, the great characters of cricket? I always remember Don Bradman being quite boring. That's why I like Warney and I like Booney. But what are some ones that I wouldn't know about from Bradman's era? Like,
because the characters come out in many ways, you know, you've got your Merv users and those people, and Boonies who are, you know, obvious, and friend of the podcast, Shane Warne. But you know, you've got the Bradman era. Bradman was a stickler. He was just like your kind of a suburban accountant type figure.
Yeah, John Howard kind of type. Yeah.
He had a very detailed mind. He was very arrogant too. You know, I mean, he knew his ability. Like, there's a story I'd tell in the book where there's a dinner party and at this famous doctor's place, and Bradman was there at the age of 69, 70, and Jeff Thompson was also there. The Indian cricket team were also there, and Bradman hadn't batted for 20 years, hadn't held a bat for 20 years. A couple of guys were playing in the nets. Like, the doctor's kids were playing in the nets, and one of the kids said to Bradman, "Don, do you want to hit?" And Bradman went, "I haven't held a bat for 20 years, but okay." So he got in the nets, and Thompson said, if Bradman's batting, Thompson's bowling. So he puts down his beer, And there's Bradman, no pads, no helmet, no gloves, no box, in the net. And Tomo's just bowling, kind of limbering up like leg spinners to him. And Bradman's just smashing him at the age of 70.
Wow.
And so Tomo steps it up a pace, and Bradman just turned, and in Thompson's words, Bradman turns into a thrashing machine. And so that's kind of, you know, you get a sense, you know, because we only know Bradman from those old movies, old sepia style movies where it's just kind of, you don't really get a sense of how his batting connects with the modern game. But if you hear about him thrashing Thompson, then you know kind of what level he's on.
Yeah.
And Tomo said, why isn't this guy playing next week? But, you know, I even mentioned to you that about, you know, the great rivalries too of cricket, and I don't want to talk your ears off, but there was this kind of, per Bradman being a stickler, in the 1948 Invincibles tour, Bradman told the team that they all had to be in bed by midnight.
I love it.
And so Bradman gets in, like, per his own rules, Bradman gets in the bed in his hotel at midnight, and at 12:05 he hears a knock on the door, and he opens the door, and it's Keith Miller standing there in a tuxedo, and he says, "Captain, I did as you told me. I was in bed at midnight. Now I'm fucking going out."
Tell us about it. What Keith Miller? I like the sound of this guy. What's his story?
Oh, he's a kind of a fighter pilot in World War II, and, you know, he was a very handsome man, all-rounder, just your typical knockabout Aussie bloke, but who also had a great passion for classical music, you know.
Wow.
And he would fly over during after battles in World War II. He'd fly over certain towns in Germany because they were where his favourite composers lived, you know, back in the day.
Wow.
And so, but he was this kind of dashing. He was ridiculously handsome, and you know, dated Princess Margaret. But he always maintained that Bradman shirked war duty, so he never liked Bradman.
Missed the war, right?
You know how that was in those days. You didn't want to miss the war.
Yeah. So we should ask you, do you have any idea of what the connection between wool and cricket is?
I have no idea.
It's hard, isn't it?
It's. I mean, the woolen jumpers. You know.
Yeah. And what are the hats made of? Are they made of wool? Baggy green.
The baggy green. It's like, it looks kind of. There's a bit of wool, a bit of felt, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
But remember when Border used to wear? I don't know, Glenn, if you remember in those Cold Ashes series, Border used to wear two jumpers. They were both,
yes.
He would wear those long woolen jumpers.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Oh, okay. Well, so the book's called 12 Summers. Is that correct, Adam?
It's 12 Summers. Yeah, 12 Summers, and it's basically about, you know, when being a fan of Australian cricket is harder than it looks.
Yeah,
and it is
great.
hard. Ask Glenn.
Yeah.
Ask Glenn.
Yeah, I know all about it.
Hey, thanks for talking to us, Adam.
Man.
That's great.
That's fantastic. Good
Thanks,
luck with
guys.
the book. Look forward to it.
Thank you so much. Good luck with the wool versus cricket thing. The link there.
All right, Adam Zwar there. Thanks, Adam.
See you, mate.
Okay, so Adam had no idea about wool. Okay, what can we say about wool? What do you?
Well, seriously, wool is
sheep
I would say I'm wearing wool today. You wearing? What are you wearing? Yeah, that's wool.
Woolen jumper.
Yeah,
I love wool.
Yeah, I would say it's got to be the number one fibre.
Number one, better than cotton.
What is it? It's cool because I wear this one. It's like the thermal, and
Is it wool?
It's wool.
It's a very fine wool.
It's a merino.
Oh.
And it's a thermal merino. So when it's cool when it needs to be cool, and it's warm when it needs to be warm. It's neither nor. Like, you know, there's all these new man-made fibers.
Yeah.
I just sweat. With wool,
Yeah.
I'm fine. It's warm. It repels water. Doesn't hold, you know, smells. It doesn't wrinkle. I believe because of the oil in it, it's somewhat fire repellent. Don't quote me on that. But so it's punching so far above its weight. You can knit with it. You can make carpet out of it.
And think of sheep. What a great animal. They give us meat and they give us wool.
I mean, yeah, those sheep, if they only knew what they were giving, how good they were.
And ask for more money.
Yeah. We take their legs and eat them, put their legs on the table. And you want a leg of lamb? Poor old sheep. While I wear my woolly jumper to carve it all up.
I know. I do love lamb. But anyway.
Yeah.
I don't think it's
wasn't Australia. What was that saying? Australia
rode on the back of
yes,
the sheep backs. Yeah.
So why is that? Is our climate good for sheep, or is it because we've got a lot of land? Or
I'm no expert, but I would say a combination of those things. Yeah.
Us in New Zealand,
Yeah, those sheep jokes.
So what are the wools? You got your alpaca, Angora.
Oh, Angora, nice.
Lamb's wool, mohair. I'm a cashmere guy.
You're cashmere.
Well, here's what I like to do. I get a pastel coloured cashmere, and I don't wear it. I just wear it on my shoulders. Go down
the Riverina, walk around the boats.
Yeah, I go down to Barton.
Which one is yours, Glenn? All of them, and a few of them down here. I know. What was the other one you mentioned? Not cashmere, the other one before.
Angora?
No.
Lamb's wool?
No.
Mohair?
Mohair cardigans were big, and it must have been the 80s. Because punk musicians and stuff started wearing, because they got that kind of fluffy look to them.
Yeah.
Got a sort of a cool look to them. But you ever knitted?
No, my brother has.
Yeah, we did in Scouts, I think.
You knitted in Scouts? You got your knitting badge, did you?
Yeah, or macrame, maybe. It was one of them. Because Kieran knits a bit. I know Kieran. I know Kitty, my daughter's knitting a bit. So they sit there and knit. Yeah,
we had my brother tells a story where we're in the back of the car, 3 boys in the back of the car going down the beach, and we're fighting. And
not the knitting needle.
Oh, no. My dad said, if you don't stop it, I'm going to turn around and give you a whack or whatever. Yeah. And my brother Neil said, well, it couldn't be me, Dad, because I'm too busy with my knitting. Knit one, pearl one, knit one, pearl one.
Neil became a florist.
Yeah. No, he's done well.
No, he's a repairman, isn't he?
No, he's not. No, Neil's in.
He's a hotel guy.
He used to manage the place you love the most in the world. Hill. Yeah, he's a manager, and he used to dress up and be the schoolmaster. He's covered the whole gamut.
Then on Fridays he dresses up as the old lady and sit in the rocking chair knitting. Has Neil got his dress on again? Oh God.
But I must admit, in my day, as a kid, you couldn't get a football jumper. Your mum used to knit.
Oh, absolutely, you used to knit it.
Knit a football jumper.
And who do you remember? I can remember whose number I had on the back of mine. Do you remember who? Even though I wasn't into footy that much, but we still got one.
I think it was I had a number 5. I think was that
Essendon?
Sid Jackson?
Yeah.
I was Carlton.
Oh, you were
Carlton,
mate. Carlton the great.
Yeah.
Oh, we were Collingwood, so I was Peter McKenna.
Oh, Peter McKenna, great player.
He was 29. I can't remember. I'm no football. I'm into football now, but back then. Well, I don't know. We got to have a guess.
What about Ugg boots though?
Oh, Ugg boots.
Do you know that joke?
What about moccasins?
Do you know that joke? I'll tell it at the end.
Tell it at the end. I want to hear the joke at the end. I love it. I love a joke.
Yeah.
What thinking music are we going to have? Adam mentioned, come on.
We could have that.
On.
Well, yeah, that's good. That's really good. We could do wasn't there ads for Cashmere Bouquet or something? But not Cashmere Bouquet. The soap powder that you only use for woolens. A woolen. Yeah.
Oh.
Softly.
Softly.
Yeah, I think you can still buy Softly. Could have one of those old ads. We could have the bit of cricket. Or, what is he? Bill Birmingham.
12th man.
Got to say.
Wow. Richie Beno.
I think that'd be great.
I met him once.
I met him too. Great guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Funny. I mean, you got to say, he nailed that.
Wow. Oh.
Whether you like it or not, he nailed it. Great jokes,
Absolutely.
Great voices. And he used to do it just at home underneath it with a blanket over his head and do all the voices, do all the production, and it would go straight to number 1.
Sold millions of copies, that record.
I don't have his number. We should have rung him up.
I don't know. Yeah. Let's play some 12th man.
How about there's one that I remember that I like with Bill Laurie and Tony Gregg
Tony Gregg, eh?
Tony Gregg.
Stick the key in the ground.
We
used to stick the key.
Yeah, I know.
Stick the key in the turf.
When Merv takes a hat trick.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
He may have taken a few wickets, Big Merv, but he's hardly what you'd call a tremendous athlete. And most of the guts he's shown this season have been hanging out of that skin-tight Aussie shirt of his.
Got him, yes, clean bowl. Stick that up your ass, Tony Gregg. Lone Rangers into silver, clean bowl. And Big Merv is on a hat-trick.
In he comes. Well, he's got him. Good ball. Hughes gets the hat-trick. Come on, Bull, get a grip on yourself.
The hat-trick, the hero, the crowd.
Come on, mate, settle down. Come on, let's go outside for a sec. Come on.
Move.
Well, it's all happening here at the MCG. Sri Lanka in deep trouble at 3-0.
Oh, funny stuff.
Good stuff.
Well, I'm going to have a guess. I reckon that wool and cricket, I think it's kind of simple. I think the first, maybe we're talking about baggy green. Baggy green's made of wool.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But I was also thinking that maybe, this wouldn't help you though. I was thinking that before they invented the box, maybe they put a big handful of wool down their pants.
Yeah.
As
you got the wool, Murph? Yeah, mate. It's all sorts.
Some sort of protection for the. But I know that's not going to give you that much protection because they wouldn't have plastic back in the day.
No.
So you can't put a tin can down there.
Or a bottle.
Or a bottle. So you'd have to put something that just to give you a little bit of protection if the ball hit you in the
Wood?
nuts.
Make that in woodwork? No, splinters.
Ow!
Ouch.
I don't know what's worse, getting hit in the balls or getting splinters in my balls.
Sam, what's the answer?
The English game originated in the sheep-raising county of the southeast, where the short grass of the pasture made it possible to bowl or roll a bowl of rags or wool at a target. That target was usually the wicket gate of the sheep paddock, which was defended with a bat in the form of a shepherd's crooked staff. The ball used was often made of sheep's wool.
Oh, there you go. That makes sense because you bind it up really tight.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Like when you open a golf ball, it's all rubber bands, remember?
Yeah, back in the day.
You have been listening to Somehow Related with Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
The shepherds would have nothing to do. You would have, did shepherds have crooks?
Yeah. Maybe they use crooks.
You'd think they would have invented golf if they had crooks.
Yes.
But they ended up inventing cricket.
So what's your joke? Give us a joke.
Okay, so there's a farmer taking his sheep into town, and he's only got a couple of sheep in the back of the truck. There's about 2 or 3 of them, and while he's driving along, they go meh meh meh. He goes, shut up! It's annoying. Meh meh meh. And he's there with his wife driving into town, and he goes, so he pulls over. Just hang on a second. Goes over and he kicks one up the arse, really hard, and gets back in the car. His wife goes, "Did you just kick the sheep up the arse?" He goes, "Yeah, but you know what? I think I just invented the Ugg boot." It's a bad joke.
It's not bad.
On topic.